Welcome back to the video, guys. This is the part 5 of the game development tutorials. In the last video we had arranged our code and created a function to draw rectangles. So let's have a review on what all things are remaining. So in this we need to create 2 paddles, we need to shape our ball, a net is drawn over here, and the scoreboard, the small numbers which are seen on the black screen. So let's start. First of all, let's shape our paddle. Let's convert this white square into a paddle. For that we need to start our paddle from the extreme left, which is the 0. So we'll put x coordinate as 0, the y coordinate as 100. Let the width of the paddle be less because it should be a thin vertical rectangle, and let's change the height from 200 to 100 because the more lengthy it will be, the more easy it will be to play. So let's save and refresh. Okay, so this is somewhat like a paddle and it's pretty good. Okay, so now the problem in the code is that over here we have hard coded the ball speed with the number 5. So what happens is whenever you need to increase or decrease your speed, you need to change this number. So now what comes to rescue over here is, let's create a variable for the ball speed also. So we'll be creating a variable ball speed x and let that variable be equal to 5 semicolons. Now what we can do over here is we can replace the number 5 with the variable ball speed x. Okay, so now whenever we need to change the speed, we can just change one variable and our work is done. So save and refresh. Okay, there's no change, it's working the same. Now let's increase our speed a little bit. Let's make it 15, so it will move a little bit faster. Okay, so that's fast. Now what if we make our speed negative? If we make our speed negative, it will move towards the x coordinate. That means it will move off to the left screen. Save and let's see what happens. Okay, so now it moves to the left. Let's decrease the speed and see, it will be apparently visible. Save and refresh. Okay, so that goes to the left. Now the problem over here is the ball is moving off the screen. What condition we need that the ball bounces into the canvas? So for that we will need to create a condition in which if the ball speed exceeds the width of the canvas, it should return into the canvas. So our canvas width is 800, which we have defined up over here, width equals to 800. So let's put a if condition into the move everything function. If ball x value, the value of ball x is greater than 800, what should happen? It should return into the canvas. So the speed of the ball should be -5. Negating something means subtracting from them, so it will return to the left. Okay, so up over here we have defined the ball speed as +5 and in the condition we change it as -5. So save and let's view. Okay, so it's moving towards right, and as soon as it reaches 800, it bounces off. Now we have again hard coded the number 5 over here. Let's make it negative to itself. So if it will be 15, it will turn into -15. If it's 5, it will turn into -5. So no need to again change the variable again and again. So save. Okay, now we have done it with the one side with the right vertical edge. Now it is moving off the screen from the left hand side. Let's make a condition for that too. For that we will need to create a condition which is ball x is less than 0. So as soon as it decreases from 0, which is a negative numbers, it should again convert its speed. So let's create another condition for if ball. Okay, let me just copy and paste this code only. Okay, so this was for the right edge. Now let's make over here if it is less than 0. If the ball x is less than 0, then negate the speed of the ball and return it back to the canvas. Okay, so these are the relational operators. You can put less than equal to, you can put greater than equal to, you can put not equal to, equal to. So in programming, double equal signs equals equal to, and one equal sign equals assignment, assigning some value to the variable. So here it will be, if it is less than 0, it should negate the speed. Save and let's refresh. Okay, so now it's moving towards right. As soon as it will cross 800, it will return back. Now over here, let's see, if it crosses 0, it should return back. Okay, so it's returning. So now the bouncing of the ball from the vertical edges is possible. Now over here you can see that I have kept the statement same. Convert the ball speed x into negative speed x, because if the ball speed x becomes negative over here, so if we put positive over here, it will again become negative. So it will remain negative only and it will cross the left screen. So if something is negative and you need to make it positive, add a negative sign before it. So negative becomes positive and your condition is opposite. Okay, so now let's create a function template. For that, you can see this, that we are repeating the two lines again and again, the color and the coordinates, So what we need to do is copy the two lines, create another function color rectangle, keep the R capital so it's easily understandable, and let's give the coordinates as left x, top y, width and height, and also the color. Let's give it a name, draw color. Okay, and let's paste the copied lines into the function over here. Okay, now we have pasted both the lines. Let's change the color black to the argument given, draw color, and let's keep over here the same coordinates that we created into the argument. Okay, so now what happens is we can just write one line of code, which is change the coordinates function to color rect and add one more argument, which is the color argument, to black, and cut the above line of canvas context. Okay, now just copy these lines, cut all the lines for colors, and paste the same function before the coordinates. So now there is just one line which is creating the shapes, comma, just add the color of the paddle, which is white, and the last one, color rect. Let's make the color of the ball red and save. So whenever the function is called, all the four coordinates will be assigned to the filled rectangle and the color black will be assigned to the fill style function, and it will do the same thing that it did before. Let's save and refresh. Okay, so there's no change in our game. It's perfectly fine. So we have compressed our functions. Now let's add comments into our code. Comments are very necessary, and in JavaScript comments are inserted using 2 forward slashes. So when the code is being interpreted, every line started with these 2 double forward slashes, it will be ignored. It will be seen as the comments which are readable to human beings like us for understanding the code. So the black one is for the canvas. So let's write next line creates the canvas. Over here let's put code for paddle, and this one is for the ball, code for ball. Okay, so putting comments is a very good part of documentation of your code. So whenever you return to your code, you easily read the comments and you understand what this line of code does. Okay, so in the next video we'll be giving you the shape to our ball.